Oh, hey, good to see you there, guys. I got a YouTube video today show you how I made this tipping die for my Harbor Freight bead roller. The machine came with a couple different dies, but the tipping die allows you to do things like a 90-degree bend on metal, and also with combinations of other dies allow you to put more, I guess, complex shapes into sheet metal. Still learning the tools, but yeah, I'll just quickly show you how I went about making this. So the nice thing about living in Dubuque, Iowa is that we're surrounded by these farm implement stores. This is one of them here, Blaine's Farm and Fleet, and then the one I found the parts at was Tyson's. So these are handy stores to take a walk through. They have a lot of farm and industrial items you don't find at hardware stores. And when you're making something you don't know exactly what you need, it's just inspirational walking through these aisles. I mean, look at that stuff. You can make something out of that. So I found a 7/8 collar that was the correct size for the bead roller shaft, and picked it up. And then proceeded to find a washer that would be about the right size. I got out of there for, looks like $6 and some change. Headed back to the garage, and yeah, this is what we came up with. So. Okay, so I picked up some other things at the supply store that I thought might be useful for, you know, making other dies, other projects. So this also is a 7/8 inch collar, and yeah, I mean, you could do this with different parts as long as you center on the shaft. This is a little shim that's 7/8. I thought that might be useful, but with these parts, they're just so close that I'm gonna file the inside of this so it's a lot closer to that diameter here, so it'll slide over. I also like the idea of having the ridge here. I thought it would be a little easier to line up the washer so it's square on the shaft. So yeah, I'm gonna mark this just because I need to make it a little larger. Just trying to make it, oh shit, trying to make it uniform. So I'm just going to take this slowly. I got a couple different files here. One's a round file, half round file. So just take off a little material. It's getting close. Ooh, that's real close. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is heat the washer up so that I can actually just slide it on the shaft with a little bit of friction. So we'll heat it up to expand the hole in it. Clean up whatever the bluing is on here, just for the welds. Oh, I don't know if those washers are coated or not. Who knows? Who knows what to do. Okay, this is nice and cool. We're going to heat the washer up and slip it onto the shaft of the collar. It's a 400 and some degrees. Running out of map gas. It's at around 600 degrees. I bet that's hot enough. Look at that. Like a glove. Don't touch it without gloves. So. Up. Jesus. Okay, I got the part here on the welding table. I'm going to tack it up. I'm going to put the tacks on the rear side, hoping that if there's any pull from the welds shrinking, it's going to pull the washer even tighter to the edge of the collar. So that's at least my thinking. Welding it up. Okay. It's not that bad. Best fucking welder on YouTube. I'm gonna cut off the what's left of the collar on that one side, so that way when we're done we got a die that's flush, so you can bend metal over it at the 90. Okay, so this is my bead roller. It's just one of the actually Woodward Fab models, but I think the Harbor Freight ones are all the same. I'm going to be using the machine essentially as a mill to round down the high spots in the washer. Right now I just have the machine set up. The top die is on there and locked down. The bottom die is loose and free to spin, so that way the shaft can rotate in the die. This is a pretty simple little, it's just a file, piece of flat on the back, vice grips up front to act as a stop, and just going to be going slowly and taking down whatever high spots are in that washer. I can already see it's taking down the outside corner. Pretty good, but I got a ways to go. Eventually, I will make this powered, but I'm just in search of a proper motor. I've been looking on eBay, and I don't know if I want to buy a Chinese motor that's meant for a electric conversion bike or a scooter, or some kind of like industrial gear motor. And then also I don't know whether I should be doing AC or DC. Oh, You know, there's always something to learn, but I'll get to it eventually. Right now, for learning the machine, the manual aspect has been good enough. Okay, back at it with a little different angle for you. Hope this is interesting. I'm waiting on some skateboard wheels from my buddy Randy for the bottom die. I used the first die I made to tip some steel. I showed you that at the beginning of the video. And the steel bottom roller worked pretty good for that. Watching other folks, including Jerry Kirkpatrick, which I got a lot of the ideas for the modifications I did to the bead roller, and also the idea of using hardened washers as dies from his videos, so definitely watch those. Again, Jerry Kirkpatrick. Oh, I lost what I was saying. Oh yeah, skateboard wheels. So yeah, Jerry and other folks talked that skateboard wheels were good for tipping aluminum, which I don't really work with aluminum or haven't yet. So we'll see. We'll see when I get there. I'll get a couple different skateboard wheels from Randy and see what I can do with them. Keep that file clean. Okay, I've got it to a point where it's flat. Next, I'll just be doing the file by hand, starting to put a radius in the die on each side. I'm going to take off the bottom die just so I don't pinch a finger. See if this takes any more material off. Starting to put an edge in there. I have a radius put in it from the file that I'm happy with, and now I'm just going to touch it up with a little bit of sandpaper. Some 120-ish, and then maybe some 220-ish. Just something to hopefully get all the little file marks and scrapes out of it. Okay, so I got the die all cleaned up. Looks nice. Went up to just some 220 grit sandpaper. The steel's still soft, and that's why we're able to work it. So we want to harden it so it doesn't get damaged during use. So we're going to heat up the washer as hot as we can and quench it in some oil. So that's the next step. Be using a MAP gas torch to heat this washer as hot as I can. I don't know. I think optimally you would use a oxygen acetylene torch. I got one. About 935 degrees. Hopefully it should turn red in a little bit here. Alright, the metal's starting to glow. Alright, I think we gotta quench it. Thanks. Proper ventilation would be key. So rejoice! I now have 2 tipping dies. I don't know what else to say. You can buy dies like this. I just thought it was cool being able to do it for the cost of whatever, $6, $7 a die instead of the $50 that the pro dies cost you. With the 2 different dies, you can do cool things, steps in it. There again, I'll reference Jerry Kirkpatrick again. His videos are great, and it's kind of what made me realize I wanted to get one of these tools. So yeah, thanks for watching. In case you're wondering, it's called the Bead roller, and maybe I'll put a video up whenever I get the motor picked out for it. So, all right, thanks guys.